American Center for Justice. I would like to give a big thank you to our speaker, Adil Mu'azzib. Adil Mu'azzib is a software developer, father, and mentor to many people. See, Adil graduated from Fortson High School, giving him a connection to the city of Dearborn, a bond so strong he has run for Dearborn Public School Board previously in 2016 and 18 and was appointed last April in 2019. Since then, he has exponentially advocated for students, staff, and public education in Dearborn. During his time in the Dearborn Public School Board, he has advocated for more support to the district and Henry Ford College from our state legislators. He continues to be vocal about issues that are of utmost importance to him, such as social and emotional learning, leading to the passing of an anti-bullying resolution recognizing the month of October as National Bullying Prevention Month, and just so much more. He co-founded the Michigan chapter of the American Association of Yemeni Students and Professionals in his last year of undergrad and college. Giving students a voice has been a massive part of his life for a really long time. Today, he will continue to be doing that, speaking on the Future Frontliners program. Inshallah, we will be beginning now.
Thank you so much, Intifada, for having me. And can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So today we're going to be speaking about this very important program for our community. And I'll be presenting a little bit, a small presentation to talk about it. But I'd like this to be interactive. So people who have any questions to ask us about this program. اليوم بنتحدث إن شاء الله عن البرنامج الجديد الذي تقدمه ولاية ميشيغان للناس الذين كانوا يعملون بالخطوط الأمامية أيام شهر 4 وشهر 5 من هذه السنة. البرنامج الجديد مقدم من ولاية ميشيغان لمكافأة هؤلاء العمال الأساسيين. So I'm going to present my screen a little bit, and hopefully that will, everybody will be able to see my screen. Let me know once you see it.
I see it.
Great. So the first thing that I want to mention is that Governor Whitmer, in her legislative agenda in her first year, she wanted to bring something called the Michigan Reconnect program. And this Reconnect program is similar to a program in Tennessee, which gives people who are 25 years or older the ability to have a degree, a tuition-free pathway to a degree in a community college. This was prior to COVID. So واحدة من أهم أو من طرق Governor Whitmer عشان تساعد الناس إنهم يحصلوا على دبلوم من كلية. هذا البرنامج اللي بيسموه كانت بتسميه ميشيغان ريكونكت، واللي يعطي للناس اللي هم حابين إنهم يلتحقوا بالجامعة ويحصلوا على دبلوم بكل الرسوم، تتكفل الولاية بكل الرسوم. لكن للأسف الشديد لم يتم تمرير هذا المشروع. طبعا جاءت كورونا came. So Governor Whitmer has introduced and thankfully passed a program which we're now calling the Frontliners program to cover their tuition. So let's go through why is this program? So, and why did she present it? So البرنامج حكومي from the state of Michigan. And it gives those people who are without any degrees. So if they already have a bachelor's degree, if they already have an associate's degree, they're not eligible. They also must be essential worker. So if you are not an essential worker, if you're working at home, then you're not eligible. You have to be on the lines, on the front lines. And this period has to be from April 1st to June 30th. So شهر 4 إذا كنت من العاملين في شهر 4 أو شهر 5 أو شهر 6 من هذه السنة وما عندكش أي دبلوم جامعة أو ما عندكش حتى الثانوية العامة، ممكن تقدم على هذا البرنامج لكي تتكفل الولاية بكل الرسوم لمدة دراستك. The scholarship will provide these frontline workers with tuition-free access to their local community college. And they can go to any community college that they'd like to. And we're going to see the list on the state's website. هذه المنحة للعاملين في الخطوط الأمامية تغطية الرسوم كاملة للحصول على دبلوم، مش إلا بس إلا دبلوم، كمان السيرتيفيكتس أو شهادة المهارات. كما أسلفنا أنه هذا البرنامج هو لتمكين العمال الذين كانوا في الخطوط الأمامية على الحصول على شهادة التعليم العالي. ممكن في ناس كثير للأسف الشديد لا يستطيعوا الالتحاق بالجامعة لأسباب كثيرة، وهذا يعني طريقة أنهم يقدروا يدخلونها. Okay. What is also the program? The program Intifada will bring $6,000 if once the person is passes through this program. They will be most likely making more than usual. So if you only have a high school diploma and you get an associate's degree, you will get $6,000 more on an average. Those are just average numbers. So في برنامجين. So I want to talk about these two important programs. And the first program is the high school or GED completion. So the people who don't have any high school or have not finished their GED, they can apply for that and the fees will be waived or will be offered. And also the other program is to get an associate's degree or a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now let's go back to who is eligible. And it's very important that they meet this criteria. The first one is that you have to be a Michigan resident. The second one is that, as we said, you have to work at least 11 of the 13 weeks between April 1st and June 30th. Now, some people may be saying, what if I was part-time? What if I was only working a few hours? You're eligible. If you were working 20 hours a week, then you are eligible. You must have also not received any associate's degree or bachelor's degree. Now, folks might be like, maybe I have a bachelor's degree from overseas. If it hasn't been processed here in the US, then it's not counted. So you can get your associate's degree here through this program if you were an essential worker. And the last thing is, which is the most important and which we need people to know, is that you need to complete an application. So there is a process which we're going to explain in a little bit, where you go on the state's website and you have to file for it. So بالعربي سريعا، أن تكون مقيم في الولايات في ميشيغان خصوصا، وأن تكون 18 سنة وما فوق، أن تكون قد عملت كأساسي ما بين 1 أبريل و 30 يونيو، وأيضا لازم تكون من لم تكن حاصل على شهادة البكالوريوس أو شهادة دبلوم من قبل، ولا تكون مدين للحكومة الفيدرالية لأي قروض. يعني ممكن درست فترة وبطلت بس ما سددتش الديون، فهذا أنت you're not eligible for this program. Okay, I want to also, now how do we apply? As we said, you have to apply by the end of the year. December 31st is the deadline. So the main website is michigan.gov/frontliners. michigan.gov/frontliners. And we will have people, actually, let me see if I can go to the website quickly so I can show it. So once you go on the website, it's so simple just to apply. It's one application. So there are two. There's one for the high school community college, and there's one for high school and one for community college. So if you already have a high school diploma, then you want to apply for the community college. And you just click on apply, and then it takes you through the application process. So again, you have to do this application before December 31st. They ask you all the information about your employment, about your goals, why you want to enroll in a college, what degree you want to get, and your application then will be forwarded to the community college that you're going to go to or you're going to decide to go to. Okay, so I want to show a video for 2 minutes, and this video is from Henry Ford's president. So Henry Ford College is the community college that we have in Dearborn. Now, we have Macomb, we have Schoolcraft, and they're all also participating in this program as well. And Henry Ford has built an amazing page also for this program to talk about it. So it's hfcc.edu/frontliners. So for anybody who wants to know more information about what's being offered at Henry Ford for this program, they can visit that website too. So I want to show this video by the president of Henry Ford, and this is produced by the Yemeni American News, where he talks specifically about this program. And I think he put it in very good words. So let's listen.
By this Futures for Frontliners program, we'll take individuals who otherwise did not see themselves.
I can't hear the video.
You can't hear the video?
No.
Okay, 1 second.
Could you also make it a big screen?
Sure. I have that at the full video.
ما فيش صوت.
ما في صوت.
Okay, I'm playing the sound. Should be 1 second. How about now?
It's louder now.
My hope is that by this Futures for Frontliners program, we'll take individuals.
And it got dull again. Yeah, I can't hear anything right now.
How about now?
How about you just describe what he's talking about in the video?
Sure. So I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So what Mr. Cavaluna is talking about is that this program is going to be offered for all of these students who are going to apply. And unfortunately, as I mentioned in the beginning, not a lot of people were able to receive a higher degree because they are unable to do that financially. And those are the people who are working on the frontliners. Those are the truck drivers, the ones who are working at grocery stores, the ones who actually worked throughout this pandemic, and people who stayed inside are lucky. So this is more of a reward for them. And this is something that is, again, that the governor wanted to build this program even from before COVID for people who haven't learned or who haven't received higher degrees. So this program will be so much beneficial to them that they will be able to earn a college degree without even paying for it. Well, I think they already paid for it by working through the pandemic. So Henry Ford College has that ready. So if you are a frontline worker who hasn't received a higher degree, you can contact Henry Ford's admissions and they will go with you to walk you through the application as well. So to be at Henry Ford, الآن مستعدة لاستقبال كل الطلاب الذين يتقدموا لهذا البرنامج. البرنامج مقدم من ولاية ميشيغان. ليس هناك أي رسوم على الطالب عندما يقدم على هذا البرنامج. أهم شيء أنه يستوفي كل الشروط لهذا البرنامج من قبل ولاية ميشيغان. وأهم يوم ضروري نتذكره هو يوم ديسمبر 31، يوم آخر يوم في السنة لتقديم على هذا البرنامج في أي كلية يريد، مش بس في كلية هنري فورد. So I'm going to go to the Frontliners website as well, where they talk about the frequently asked questions, and feel free for anybody on Zoom or on Facebook to put in their questions so we can answer them during the live broadcast. So eligibility, a lot of people have asked how if I'm eligible for the scholarship. I think we already discussed that. Okay, what is an essential or a frontline worker? I think that's a very important question to ask. And there are so many different categories that you fall into. So if you were in these categories, then you are an essential worker. Now, if you don't know if you fall in as an essential worker, just think if you were outside during the pandemic working, then that means you were an essential worker. Another question that I get a lot is how will this apply? Is it similar to the financial aid? You will also be asked to file a FAFSA. So a FAFSA is, you students know it, is when they apply for financial aid, you have to apply for FAFSA, which is a financial aid program from the federal government, and it awards you based on your need. This one, even if you are making more money than the allowable amount, it will cover for your tuition, but you still have to apply for the FAFSA as a student as well. Okay, any questions? If
we have someone with a question.
Sure.
They said, if someone was a volunteer passing out food during the pandemic, are they qualified for the program?
Now, if volunteers, I don't think they are. I'll have to really double check on that. I think you have to be employed. And I think employment part-time is one of the main eligibility points. Yeah, you have to be employed. So you have to show that you were working. Now, if you were volunteering, I have to double check on that, but I highly doubt it. So سؤال حذيفة كان إذا كنت متطوع مثلا توزع أكل في هذه الأيام، الجواب هو أنا مش متأكد، بس على الأرجح إنه أنت لازم تكون عامل، لازم تكون شغال على الأقل بنص يعني part time، شغال part time. أوكي، نتلقى أسئلة أخرى عن هذا البرنامج. I think on Facebook we have some questions.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay. When can you apply? You can apply today. So the link is michigan.gov/frontliners. Go there, look at the application. It asks you all the information about yourself, obviously, and then if you went to high school, you fill that information if you have your GED. If you do not have your high school, then you go to the high school completion first. And this also will cover any tuition or for any program that you can apply. So there are two different applications. One is for the high school completion, and one is for the community college application. Okay. I don't see any more questions on Facebook. I'd welcome any questions you'll have. So let's also visit Henry Ford's page on it. So Henry Ford College has also the same link. Frontliners.
ممكن سؤال أستاذ عادل؟
تفضل.
طيب في سؤال، يعني اللي عندهم مثلا منح أخرى هل ممكن يستفيدوا من هذه المنحة؟ مثلا عندهم الفاينانشال ايد.
اكيد يا هذه بتكون يعني بتغطي كل الرسوم الاساسيه، واذا عندهم اي منحه بترجع لهم. اللي حيقدم على الفاينانشال ايد ويقدم على هذا البرنامج بترجع له ايضا فلوس عائده له في كل سمستر.
Okay, so I'm already applying for FAFSA, and I'm a frontline worker as well. So I get more.
You will get more money. Yes.
I'll get more. Okay.
Yeah. So this will pay you more to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, that's better.
it's a great program. So as long as you meet all the criteria and you get accepted by the state of Michigan, they will cover all of your tuition, and whatever money that you're getting back, it's going to be, covering your transportation, covers your room and board, because that all falls into the attending college cost. Cost is not just the tuition. احنا دائما بنفكر انه لما يروح واحد يروح الجامعة انه بس اللي عليه رسوم الجامعة، رسوم الصفوف، بس في تكاليف اخرى كالمواصلات، في ايضا تكاليف السكن، هذه كمان تحسب كتكاليف حضور الجامعة يعني. فالفلوس هذه حتيجي من فوق. اللي هم كمان ملتحقين بالجامعة though already, they're not eligible. So if you were already enrolled in the university or a college, you're not eligible. You have to be somebody who hasn't applied to a college before.
Okay.
طيب سؤال أستاذ عادل.
تفضل.
مثلا كم المدة المحددة التي تجعل الإنسان مؤهل للحصول على هذه المنحة؟ مثلا في بعض الناس عملوا شهر، ومثلا بعضهم شهرين، وبعضهم عملوا مثلا أسبوعين ثم توقفوا أسبوعين.
إذا كنت حتى لو كنت أسبوع واحد في هذا الفترة، وعلى الأقل لكن يكون دوامك part time على الأقل. يعني إذا كان عندك أكثر من 20 ساعة في الأسبوع في أي من الأسابيع هذول، من جون لأبريل، من أبريل لجون 30th، أنت مؤهل هذا البرنامج.
Okay.
Could you go into like more depth about how communities will benefit through this program?
Absolutely. College education is so crucial. It's so important. It lifts people up. I've been doing a lot of mentoring when I go to high schools, and I talk about why college degree really weighs more. First of all, you'll be making more money. Yeah. Second of all, it opens a lot of gates and opportunities for you once you're on a college campus. You meet so many different people from so many different countries, the different cultures. It's a universal program. Now, some people might be like, I don't need a college degree. I can do things by my own. I work with my hands. But how do you make sure you can even go into trade schools, and certificates, and be a union worker and make very, very good living? Another thing that, a college degree would give you is vacation time, gives you the ability to work in a dignified workplace. So it uplifts you. So that means the more people are educated, the more higher degrees that they can, the more that they can go in life. Even if you're starting your own business and you have an associate's in business administration, that helps you guide your own business. How do I do the finances? How do I do the marketing? So a college degree is crucial. I've been hearing other people who say, oh, college is not so important. I can work in my dad's business or in my family's business and make much more money. When in reality, you will see that a college degree sometimes is your safety net, is what you fall back. And what if the business didn't go so well? And again, as I said, how could you take your business to the next level? So this is going to be so crucial for our community, that you'll be able to uplift one another. And again, this is free of cost, so you don't have to pay for it. and you may get even money back as you are attending this program.
Okay, somebody else, I think it's Hudayfa, if someone was laid off from his manufacturing job and went back to work at the end of May, do they still qualify for the program?
Yeah, as I mentioned, at least you should be working half of the time during this period. So if you don't have a college degree, then yeah, absolutely, you're eligible for this program. So I want to mention something on Henry Ford's website. It says that, Governor Whitmer has this program 60 by 30 initiative. She wants the Michigan to be to have a secondary, every Michigander to have a secondary credential by 2030. So that's her mission. And this program will hopefully help so many people get to that level where they have a secondary credential. Okay, I think we have another question. Okay, meanwhile, while we wait for other questions, so many people are asking, okay, what could I study, right? What are the different things that you have? Is there a question?
No, I was gonna ask something about like
Sure.
the studying, like, so I could go and I could get a bachelor's degree or an associate's, or is it a master's?
This is only for associate's degrees.
Only for associate degrees?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So if you are planning to get a bachelor's degree, you can do the 2 years first and get an associate's, and then you move on to get your bachelor's. But this will only cover the tuition for your associate's degree. Only community colleges are participating in this. And that's a good question to go and take a look at the community colleges that are participating. So this will only cover the tuition for the first 2 years in a community college. So for example, this is the map of Michigan right here. Let me move this. And these are the colleges that are participating all over the state of Michigan in this program. And I think others might be participating as well. The ones that are in our Metro Detroit area, obviously, is Macomb Community College is one. Oakland Community College, Schoolcraft, and of course Henry Ford is top of the list right here. So it's all over the state. So I mentioned Oakland and Northwestern Michigan College as well. So only community colleges are participating in this program, and it will only cover the tuition for the associates. Obviously, you still can apply for financial aid.
Yeah.
And if you're eligible to cover for the last 2 years once you're getting your bachelor's.
Okay. Somebody also has a question. They're asking about not having a high school diploma. Do they still have a chance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this program will cover all of your fees to get your GED and to finish high school. So once you apply for this program and you were an essential worker, they will cover all of your fees. So you will take this at, for example, Dearborn Adult Education or at Henry Ford Community College, where they train you to get your GED, and then you can start even on your associate's program as well.
Something I would like to ask you and have you touch base with like youth around my age. I remember in high school, a lot of people didn't want to go to community colleges. Could you kind of tell them what's like the best thing about this program and why it's connected to community colleges and how they shouldn't shy away just because it's connected to community colleges?
Sure. Yeah, well, aside from this program, so many of the youth, they want to decide on maybe going to a 4-year university from the first go. I did that myself. And that's a decision that you need to make that yourself. There are advantages, and I don't think there are disadvantages of whatever decision that you want to make. University is quite challenging, so you need to be quite ready to get to that level. High school in the US, I think, is not as it's in other countries, right? So it's much easier. Once you go to a university, you have to be super ready. It's not saying that community college is any easier, but community college is kind of the bridge to the university. Also, you have to look at the financials. University is much expensive, right? College is much cheaper, and especially if you live inside that district. So for example, if you're in Dearborn, Henry Ford College would be your cheapest option, and obviously the best option. And I'm being biased because I'm on the board of trustees for Henry Ford, but Henry Ford has an amazing program for all of the programs that you would like to enroll, whether engineering, business, arts, the nursing program. So that decision has to be made by you and your family, and to decide where you want to go. But I think cost and obviously readiness is a big question. So Henry Ford will prepare you, Macomb College will prepare you to go to a university, but also there is that cost. So if you want to take 2 years, slash that cost instead of paying out of pocket for a tuition, then you go to a community college first. And obviously, if you were a frontline worker, if you were working during COVID and you haven't enrolled, this is an amazing opportunity for you to get your associate's degree without paying a dime for it.
Okay. This is
خليني أقول هذا الكلام بالعربي، أعتقد نحن قد تكلمنا إنجليزي too much. بس ناس كثير بيسألوا هل أدخل الجامعة أو أدخل الكلية أولا. الكلية usually هي للأشخاص اللي حاسين أنفسهم أنهم ما زالوا محتاجين دعم شوي. يعني الجامعة صعبة جدا. أنا دخلت جامعة أول سنة كانت صعبة جدا خصوصا أول ترم. ثاني شيء واحد لازم يشوفه أنه الثمن، كما يدفع رسوم بالجامعة. إذا عنده منح دراسية ممتاز، روح الجامعة. أنا بقول إذا ما عندكش منح دراسية ابدأ بالكلية، اعمل 2 سنين، احصل على الدبلوم، وبعدين 2 سنين أخرى في الجامعة. إذا كنت من العمال الأساسيين، هذه فرصة جامدة، فرصة حقيقية عشان تحصل على دبلوم جامعة من دون أن إنه تدفع الرسوم للكلية. الرسوم ستكون متكفلة كاملة من ولاية ميشيغان.
طيب أستاذ عادل، سؤال.
تفضل.
مثلا إذا في طالب يعني مستمر بالدراسة في هنري فورد من قبل الكورونا وسنة، يعني خلينا نفترض إنه يدرس على حسابه، وهو كان اشتغل في خلال أزمة كورونا، هل هو مؤهل لتغطية بقية
لا، للأسف الشديد لا. هذا البرنامج بس للناس اللي ما كانوش بيفكروا، أو ممكن كانوا بيفكروا بالكولج بس ما كانوش مقدمين عليها ولا كانوا بنص الطريق، ولا يعني هذا البرنامج فقط للناس اللي هم يعني
اللي بدأوا من البداية، ما في
عادوا ما بدأ إذا هذا البرنامج بس للطلاب الجدد.
The program will be continuing even after Corona, correct?
Well, yes, بس لازم واحد you have to apply for it before December 31st.
But is it going to be renewed every year or no?
Yeah, it's going to cover your tuition until you get your associates.
Okay.
So أنت فاضة سألت هذا البرنامج حيستمر لكم، لأي فترة؟ قلت لا، لو تعبي أنت قبل 31 ديسمبر حيتم أو يتم التكفل بكل الرسوم. لو أخذ 3 سنين 4 سنين 5 سنين doesn't matter، بيتكفل بكل tuition.
Okay.
So as mentioned at Henry Ford, there are things that are not being covered. So the tuition will be covered, بس مثلا books, technology, laptops, those things you would have to get on your own. However, مثلا كلية هنري فورد, and now with the CARES Act, if you are a student right now, regardless of your frontliners program, and you are in need of a laptop, for example, to attend, and you don't have the money for it, you can ask the college to help you out with it. And the college has done that for so many students. So إذا كنت محتاج أي معدات تكنولوجية أو كتب وأنت طالب حاليا، مش لازم تكون طالب أساسي، تقدر تقدم على الكوليج. وهذا برنامج ممكن آخر نتحدث فيه هو عن الكيرز بروجرام. الآن إنه تحصل على لابتوب، الكلية بتوفر لك هذا الشيء. ف it's so crucial that we ask about these programs too at the college. And this is due to COVID.
Okay. I'm gonna ask one question
Sure.
that everyone's been wanting to know. So will students be returning to school and university, or are we going to continue online schooling?
So at the college level, Henry Ford, I think it's gonna stay for the next semester even. Most of the classes right now, I think we're looking at 75% of the classes are all remote, and we have 15% of the classes are hybrid, and then you have 10% that all is face-to-face. Unfortunately, the numbers are not going down, and that's a huge issue. So for the college and even high school, or let me not speak about high school, for the college and universities, it's going to be online for the foreseeable future until we get a vaccine, or the numbers go down tremendously in order to reopen face-to-face.
Okay. Could you tell some people the pros and cons of studying online in the Dearborn school?
Obviously, I'm going to tell you that their in-person instruction is the best. I don't think anybody can debate that. Online, virtual is so lacking. I'm struggling that with my own son right now, and it's so hard to really keep them focused. You stay focused the whole time. It's so not us. We would like to be in a classroom setting. We would like to go back. But unfortunately, until we have a vaccine, until the numbers have to go down and everybody have to practice social distancing, then we're not gonna see things go back to normal until that happens. So for those who are online, I'm so sorry. And for the teachers too, they're so much under pressure, and they have to do a lot of work. So I thank the teachers, and we thank all of the frontline workers. And now the school board in Dearborn is going to decide tomorrow whether we're going to go into a hybrid model at the end of the month, where some students or all students who are still in the program, they're not in the virtual program, will be going back to school at least a few days of the week. So that will be discussed heavily tomorrow at the board meeting, and we will be deciding on that, Father.
Inshallah. We're almost nearing the end of the call. Could you give a message to the community?
So on this program, I would ask them to please start applying for it. If you don't think you're eligible, please, shoot me a question. I'm readily available online on all social media networks. You can ask the question to the American Center for Justice as well, to the page, and they can forward the question to me. But apply, do not wait. If you are eligible, if you have not enrolled in a college, or if you don't have a GED and you would like to go back, this is your time. So للناس اللي هم ما قد حصلوش على أي دبلوم جامعي أو درجة جامعية في أمريكا، أو ما قد حصلوش حتى على الثانوية العامة، وهم كانوا شغالين في الواجهة، كانوا عمال أساسيين، هذه هي فرصتكم عشان تشاركوا في هذا البرنامج، عشان تحضروا الجامعة بدون دفع أي رسوم. فالموعد آخر السنة، بس مش لازم ننتظر لآخر السنة عشان نقدم، ممكن نقدم الآن على هذا البرنامج. البرنامج مقدم من ولاية ميشيغان. عليك أن تكون عامل في هذه الفترة من فترة 1 أبريل حتى 30 يونيو عشان تكون مؤهل لهذا البرنامج، على الأقل تكون عامل part time. فأنا أنصح الجميع. My message is for everybody who knows a friend, maybe you know somebody who wanted to go back to school, or even they weren't thinking about going back to college or going to college. This is an opportunity that you can go without paying for it. And I hope that you can let them know so they can apply. And if there are any other questions from folks about the program, if they don't think they're eligible or they think they are eligible, please contact me on any social media network or through the American Center for Justice.
Okay. Wow, there was no questions.
أستاذ عبد الرحمن، عندك أي سؤال آخر؟
ما عاد فيش عندنا أسئلة، ما أدري إذا في الشات في أي أسئلة غطيتوها كامل.
Yeah, this is everything.
أوكي، أنا فقط إذا أنتم بتخلصوا بس أختم دقيقة واحدة أو أقل.
تفضل.
طيب، على العموم احنا حقيقة سعداء جدا في هذا اليوم وبوجود الأستاذ عادل معنا، والمعلومات القيمة جدا التي قدمها. حقيقة احنا كنا نجهل كثير عن هذا البرنامج، وربما يشاركني اللي حضروا اليوم. نحن نسمع عن أنه في منح لكن لا نعرف من يستحقها، كيف يمكن الحصول عليها، ماهية هذه المنح، كم تغطي هذه المنحة. لكن اليوم احنا استمعنا والتفاصيل كانت ممتازة جدا، وكان حديث شيق. حقيقة نحن نشكر الأستاذ عادل. دائما هو يعني سباق في ويقدم الكثير لأبناء الجالية وأيضا للمجتمع الأمريكي في إطار مدينة دربن وفي إطار المجال التعليمي. نحن فخورين جدا أيضا بالأستاذ عادل، وأيضا مشاركته معنا في المركز الأمريكي للعدالة في هذا اليوم، وفي أيضا في المستقبل أيضا وسابقا يعني مشاركته معنا في افتتاح المركز. وسيكون إن شاء الله تعاون مستمر مع الأستاذ عادل ومع كل من يستطيع أن يقدم شيء، سواء كان للمجتمع الذي نعيش نحن حوله أو أيضا للإنسانية بشكل عام. يعني نتمنى الأستاذ عادل مزيدا من التقدم، مزيدا من الإبداع، مزيدا أيضا من تقديم هذه الإبداعات وهذا التألق الدائم الذي يتميز فيه. أنا أيضا فخور جدا بالأستاذة انتفاضة على إدارتها لهذه الندوة، وإن شاء الله أنه سنراها قريب بإذن الله تعالى وهي محامية كبيرة تقدم للجالية اليمنية والجالية العربية والمجتمع الأمريكي الذي نعيش فيه كثير، ونتطلع لهذا، وإدارتها جيدة جدا لهذه الندوة. وأشكر كل من حضر. شكرا للأستاذ عماد هادي على الإعداد الذي أعداه، شكرا للأستاذ أحمد المثيل، الأستاذة لطيفة، وجميع زملائي في المركز الأمريكي. والشكر أيضا ختاما أعيده مرة أخرى للأستاذ عادل على حضوره وتشريفه لنا في هذه الندوة. والسلام عليكم، والميكروفون عند الأخت انتفاضة.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Mazeb, for joining us today. It was really nice to hear about the Future Frontliners program and just kind of knowing that it's that people, our government, people like you are trying to uplift communities.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I'd like to also thank the American Center for Justice for holding this session. أشكركم شكرا الجزيل على اتاحت لي الفرصة للتحدث عن هذا البرنامج الهام الذي يستفيد منه عدد كبير من أبناء مجتمعنا هنا في أمريكا. فالجميع إن شاء الله يوصل الخبر عن هذا البرنامج إنه متوفر للجميع، وإن شاء الله يستفيد منه الكثيرون. شكرا لك انتفاضة على تقديم هذه الندوة، وشكرا للأستاذ عبد الرحمن والمركز الأمريكي للعدالة. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you.
إلى اللقاء، مع السلامة.
مع السلامة.